you were formerly the drummer of PosterBoy as well?
Yeah.
If you want to touch on what happened with the formerly part.
Um,
Welcome to a visual Sludge Underground episode. Josh, how are you doing? Introduce yourself.
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I play drums.
Who are you playing drums for at the moment?
Houseplants with Carl from Scrubs and his girlfriend Amber.
What's the vibe with Houseplant? What's
Kind of free flowing. A lot of our songs aren't really structured, but like you just have an inkling of how they go, and just Kai and I fucking around with analog synths, and yeah.
To be honest, like the best type of music is just fucking around. Like, let's be honest, like it's the best way to get things started.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Kai and I are doing it. We were in PWP earlier this year with our friend Seb, and that was just like a short-lived thing. He moved to Hong Kong. We recorded like a short EP, and like when Kai's finished with everything Scrubs related, we're gonna finish that up.
Yeah, and then Scrubs obviously working on it's an album altogether, so there's a
Yeah.
lot going on for those boys in the background. So you're kind of just sitting around waiting for things to happen.
And shout out Kai, he just like mixes and like produces everything now, or helps with the recording. Yeah.
You mentioned PWP. What's that?
It was a short band from literally like beginning of the year, the first 4 months. We wanted to do something with Seb because he had never been in a band, and he moved to Hong Kong, and it ended up being like personally like my favorite thing I've been in. It was really fun, and I can't wait to actually drop those songs because I've just been like sitting on them for so long now.
Oh shit! So there's music recorded
Yeah.
for that as well. That's sick. What type of vibe was that?
Noise, I can explain it.
That's sick. That's so cool. And knowing Kai, knowing them.
No, he's insane.
Oh wait,
dude.
yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah, no,
Insane.
absolutely. You were formerly the drummer of PosterBoy as well?
Yeah.
If you want to touch on what happened with the formerly part?
I played with them the whole of last year, and yeah, I mean in my personal life I had like mental health issues I had to deal with. On top of that, I just had different views on how music should be, and I just like playing drums, dude. Like that's all I wanted to really worry about.
Bro just wants to make music. I can relate to that so much. I feel the same way on like social media. It's you get a lot of people like, follow me, do this, like this, like this, like this, share this, and I just want to fucking make music, man. I'm sure I feel like we can relate on that.
I just like
that
making
aspect.
music I like. Like if I actually like make something and I'm like, that's pretty sick, I would listen to that. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Like, there's a very much an authentic feel to making the music you want to make and do the things you
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah, I'm a very like firm believer in making music for yourself first, like what you like compared to just trying to appease whatever everyone else likes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's an expression of yourself. It's an expression of your soul. And if you're gonna force it and fake it, it's definitely gonna show. I feel like that for absolute sure.
Yeah, and drumming is just a complete release for me. PWP was a very angry project, but it was really, really sick. Like Mouse and Taekwondo Sleepover, those are like our gods, dude. Like I worship Chris as a drummer. I get a lot of my playing style from him.
Yeah.
Like I just analyze them whenever I've seen them live.
Yeah, man. Like Durban has a thing for like your 2-piece, 3-piece bands, like your drummer, guitarist, or like like a small 3-piece bands. Like I've always wondered sort of what it is about Durban specifically, because I don't see nearly as many bands of that sort
Yeah.
of structure come out of anywhere else in the country than from Durban itself. I mean, Mouse, Taekwondo Sleepover.
The Myths,
Yeah, the Myths as well.
Buru Azaban. Like there's crazy bands from Durban. I think we have like one of the best scenes until Winston closed, and then everyone kind of like dissipated.
Yeah. I honestly feel like the Winston. I mean, you said we were talking a bit earlier, and you said that you are like 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what was your experience with the Winston prior to closing? How much of it did you actually get to experience?
I was going there when I was 14, 15, 16. I didn't like going anywhere else, and I like discovered Mouse on Instagram, and I was like, oh shit. And then just every weekend, like religiously going there.
Oh shit, that's sick. Dude was like sneaking in. Not that the Winston really enforced
Yeah,
like
no.
any policies of like being underage or anything like that. The Winston was sick. It was one of the first. I think it was the first venue that I ever went down to here in Durban. I think I'd been here for like a week, and then I got had a band before I had a job. And yeah, they got dragged by a bunch of strangers into a venue that I'd never seen before. And I regret nothing because here we sit.
I mean, I used to like take a lot of my friends there, and like some would just be petrified, and others just became like me and I've probably seen like Mouse or Taekwondo play like 30 plus times. Like I love those guys.
No, that's sick. Like, and 30 like doesn't sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things of going to watch a band live.
Yeah.
And were you playing drums at this point already, or was that what triggered you into playing drums? Was that what made you pick up the sticks and get into it?
I was like half-assed playing drums from when I was like 14, and then yeah, when I started going to shows more, I was like, yeah, I'm really into this, and probably took it more seriously around 17, 18.
Every teenager like who's into music hits around 16, and there's some like life event that happens that like catapults you into like full sending it. Were you in bands in high school and through that point?
No, not really. I just jammed with like guys I went to school with, or just like homies in general. I started playing live with Gur. That was with Ali, Alistair, and that was a very chaotic project. Just us just getting like really baked and just making
Everything, full send everything. No, you said you went to Copa.
yeah.
Okay. How long did you study at Copa? And then you specifically, I'm not 100% sure how Copa works.
Oh, dude, I left Copa in my second year. I just didn't enjoy it anymore. It took the fun out of playing for me, so I left, and I've just been working, and then I'm moving to Cape Town.
You said it took the fun out of it for you, you know? Is this like the theoretical side of it, or?
No, just I had a lot on my plate. That PosterBoy and some other like personal stuff, and I'm a very fucking lazy person, dude. I procrastinate a lot. Okay, so like at a certain point, it just I was like, I'm wasting my money. Let me just leave now.
Yeah, cut your losses while you're ahead, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's a great school, but also like not for me.
In general, would you say that Copa, that time that you did spend at Copa, would you say that it was beneficial to your actual playing?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so, 100%. My drum lecturer is like one of the best drummers in the country.
Oh shit, that's fantastic. I mean, like I always look at like Copa musicians kind of with envious eyes, you know. Like I've always wanted to study music.
I thought you did study music, dude.
We had this conversation at an event. Yeah, I took that as a heavy compliment actually. I'm gonna be honest with you, that one stuck with me. But I always feel like with Copa, it's not just with the music and the education that you get musically, but also the connections that you make with the other musicians who are there.
And playing as a band and having to learn pieces together and rehearse and all of that. You get to throw your own like gigs there. There were a lot of good things that came out of Copa. Like they had whole modules on event planning and coordinating. And yeah, definitely I did gain a lot from my short time there.
That's fantastic, yeah. And what are your plans like for the future? You said you wanted to move down to Cape Town.
Yeah. I'm gonna, when I first go down there, be doing solo stuff, which is me playing with analog synths and just my drums and screaming. And I want to like DJ and kind of do that. And yeah, I eventually want to join some bands and jam with homies. I'm definitely gonna try jam with Damon when I'm down.
Yeah, fantastic. And like you said, you've already got some friends down there. You've already got some people who are in the music scene down there, and not just like any friends, some pretty like well-connected ones. I mean, Damien from Mouse. Anyone who doesn't know Damien by name.
Yeah.
Obviously, Chris isn't Joburg, but visits there fairly often. I'm assuming, but through association to Damien, you know Cam as well.
Yeah, and Cam was playing drums for PosterBoy when I first came around, but he moved to Cape Town. So like I jammed with him a few times at his place over here, and that was really sick. I know Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler, why does that name sound so familiar now?
The bassist of Black Math.
Yes. That dude is an insane bassist. Good God.
Yeah.
He always looked unbelievably grilled though. Whenever I saw Black Math.
No, he's a very chill guy. He's a very chill guy. Like when I was down in Cape Town this year, I didn't expect anyone to recognize me, and he came up. I'm also friends with Savannah Thunder, so yeah, lots of like really well connected homies.
And like, what are your thoughts of like the current state of the scene. Like, you've got a much broader view of it. So you've got like looking at Cape Town. You've been obviously, chilled with the Cape Town guys and here, and then obviously hanging out with Chris as well. I don't know if you've been to Joburg recently. What are your sort of comparisons that you're drawing from each of the venues?
Durban used to be really strong, and I just think like COVID, the riots, the floods, everything just completely fucked us over. I think like the new hardcore scene that's happening in Joburg with all the bands coming from Soweto, that is fucking sick. I really want to go back up to Joburg and actually catch those bands live. Smoking Kills is like a Winston in Joburg on its own, and they're like throwing the craziest events. And Cape Town is just busy, and that's what I like. It just like never stops, and there's like a huge multitude of talents. I think everyone just from Durban like left and like went to Joburg and Cape Town, and like it's hard throwing shows here now with the Winston closed.
It was one of the few venues down here that actually catered to alternative music, that was geared towards, that had the equipment for it.
Yeah, and like open to anyone playing.
And there's a lot of places that are trying their best to cater for that scene now, even though they're not necessarily equipped for it.
And I just think like Durban is slowly like declining, like just everything in general. Like I feel like the city's kind of crumbling.
You don't think there's been like a bit of a revival in the last few months?
Dude, no, fuck. For the past like 2-3 months, like I'll have no water or electricity sometimes for like, I don't get load shedding, but the electricity will be out sometimes for like 4 days with no water. And that's been happening like more and more and more and more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've been experiencing the same thing down in Pinetown. And also like not really getting load shedding, but also having like extended power outages for like 3 to 4 days.
The worst is when water's out for me, dude. I die.
One or the other, but water specifically is,
yeah,
that's a shit show in general. We're veering off the top. We're going to veer horribly off the topic of music here in a second, knowing how this guy is going down the politics talk.
I've been so angry lately with the water. I've been like ranting about it, dude.
With all the failings, with everything, with all the Durban shortcomings, just due to the circumstances, what are some of the things that stand out for you that are being done right?
I must say, like lately, I really think Roots Up Productions, Damien from Hoema and all of them, like they are throwing a lot of really cool events, and the bands that are still making music, like you guys, and yeah, it's nice that there are still bands in Durban, and there are like more ones coming out. Just like it's hard with venues. Like I've played at places where we've gotten shut down in like 15 minutes. Like that happened at Stoker's. Like everyone hated it.
What was it? There was also an event at, what was it, Ace's Pizza? Was it where Lower Hollow came down and was...
Yeah.
That also got shut down.
Yeah, I arrived there like before they were meant to go on, and apparently like, yeah.
And what you mentioned was the How Am I guys? It was No Roots Productions.
Roots Up.
Roots Up. Oh, geez, sorry. Yeah. I actually didn't know that they were doing that type of stuff. You played any of the shows that they've put together, or?
Yeah, I played a few with PosterBoy last year. Yeah, I threw a gig at Stumnose a few weeks ago, and I got Damien to help with sound. I'm horrible at live sound, dude.
Yeah, no, live sound is not for the faint of heart.
I know how to do the drums, and like
that's it.
That's it.
Stick to your field, and that's it. Oh, the joys of us. We have having a sound engineer in our band, and we get drilled. That's
why I love having Kai, dude. Like he's just like a wizard. Every time I go over, we fuck around on Ableton, like all the time.
Oh, dude, the funniest part is that Matt used to hate us. Matt, our current vocalist, Matt, used to hate us because we were just a sound nightmare. Like we were just impossible to deal with because we were all young and dumb. Yeah. And we never had any of the shit that we needed, and I know we pissed him off so much. Probably still do to this day.
Yeah, dude, I like that's why I'm thankful to be in bands with my friends, because we do not take ourselves seriously at all. Like PWP was kind of like felt like a big shitpost to me. It was just a really fun project, like us fucking around and wild. Yeah,
we need more shitposting bands. That's some people are taking themselves way too seriously in this. That's definitely. What's the dumbest thing you've gotten away doing on stage?
Throwing up. And I wasn't drunk. I was just completely dehydrated, and I sweat, dude. Like I sweat. Everything becomes a complete pool, like around me, and I just like did a very stealth cotch. No, no. So yeah. I think one. Yeah, I think that's probably like the only thing.
Oh, dude, the stealth cotch is my favorite term from this point forward.
And I was so worried, dude. I was like, no, I'm gonna like just pass out, and I just like trooped through it.
I'm shocked you didn't. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been the first to pass out because let's be honest, it's hot as balls up there.
And I'm a bitch with just the heat. I'm like sweating balls now.
Absolutely. So by the time I get off stage, I'm absolutely drenched, dude. Did you ever play the Winston? Did you ever get the chance to play the Winston before it closed?
I did a few open mic nights with like friends back in high school, and then like one with PosterBoy, and that was pretty much it.
That corner, that little drum corner gets boiling up there. Naz, I'm sure you having like Nam flashbacks. He's sitting there nodding his head like that little pit of hell in the back there.
I think like the worst for me was there were like 2 or 3 events last year at Pinto's or somewhere. It's somewhere in Hillcrest, Pinto's or something.
Yeah,
that's where the stealth cotch happened, dude. The drums were set up right by the bathroom as well. So I was like very fortunate in all of that. No one noticed.
Oh wait! So it wasn't on the outside. It wasn't on the patio. Was it inside?
Yeah, no, it was really bad.
Because all I'm imagining now is if it was on that outside. Because I've done a couple of open mics at Pinto's just for funsies, and I'm just thinking about where they do the open mics on the outside there. That's a patio, and I can just imagine you doing your stealth cotch on that patio floor and it just seeping down to someone below you.
I did my best effort to cover it up. I think I got away with it.
There's a waiter somewhere who's not chuffed.
No, I was like, I felt like I was in combat mode, dude. I was so scared.
Man's fighting for his life back there. No one knows.
And I was so confused because I wasn't even drunk. I was just like really dehydrated. I just went ghost white, dude.
For some reason, I'm just having a memory. I don't know if you ever heard about this. This was a couple of years back, but there was a vocalist or a guitarist of a band. And I think this was at Rumors. I stand to be corrected. But there was a wiring issue with the plugs, and he had his hand on the microphone, and when he put his foot on the pedal board, circuit completed.
Oh my
and
God,
he
dude.
straight up nearly fucking died on stage.
Oh
I
my
can't remember what band it was. I can't remember the dude's name. But I know that we had wanted to go that night to go watch this particular band.
Oh,
and
shit, dude.
so as far as stage fuck-ups go, I don't think many people can top that boy, dude. Wherever he is, I hope he's all right, because I remember he survived. But I don't know if he ever touched a microphone again after that.
No, that's fucking terrifying, dude.
Naz is struggling to cope with this one.
Let's get top picks, best bands maybe.
Yeah, let's find out what are your...
Maybe close off after.
Yeah. What are your favorite South African bands? It's not limited just to Durban. Let's see what else is out there that's sticking out for you at this point.
From Durban, I'd say Taekwondo Sleepover, Mouse, Black Math, Baru Azaban. From Joburg, 21 Children are really cool at the moment. They're one of those hardcore bands coming from the Soweto scene. Shameless is fucking insane. I got to play a show with them, and they are just like absolute madmen on stage. It was probably like one of the best shows I saw. Cape Town is Petrol Station Paz, Mosquitoes, Systematics. All of those guys are like putting out really, really cool shit.
I'm so stoked to hear this because I haven't heard any of these bands. Not even in passing. It's like 21 Children.
They're very new. They're like, I'm not sure if you know TCRYF.
Yeah. The Come in Your Faces, yeah.
I think it's the same member, or like it's the same like friend group.
That would make sense. And if it is those same sort of guys, or if it's part of that circle, then yeah, I can only imagine that it's one hell of an experience.
Yeah. Sex Tape as well, in Joburg. Chris, he's drumming for them now. They're also fucking insane.
I remember the TCOIF. They once just caught a bus down to, I can't remember. I think it was either down here or down to Cape Town, and with no plan whatsoever, no money. They were like, cool, let's catch a bus to Cape Town and go see if we can find some shows to play.
Oh my God.
And they literally they rocked up, they posted a photograph of them on the beach and being like, so where can we crash and where can we play? and that's how they got around.
No, yeah, those guys are not that whole hardcore scene that's getting really big now in Joburg is like fucking insane. Lethal Kalordi, Drumfish, all those guys, yeah.
Good old Shanesh.
Yeah.
That's so funny that just a year ago he was the most awkward boy who I found ran into him on TikTok,
Yeah.
and he was still talking about wanting to be he wasn't sure if he was ever going to be anything more than a bedroom artist. And look at you now.
No, dude,
You little shit.
he's such a fucking like big sweetie. I remember being in Joburg and meeting him and bar hopping on like the last night of tour with him, and he was like a really, really chilled, nice guy.
Yeah, he's an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
And he's an absolute unit of a guitarist, but he'll never admit it.
No, yeah, he is insane.
And in closing, Josh, where can people find you? Where can people find your projects, what you're doing? And yeah.
Nothing as of yet. We've got stuff recorded. Some of it needs to be mastered. But hopefully within like the next year, that PWP EP will drop. And maybe hopefully some stuff from Houseplants. That's also just a mess around project until I go down to Cape Town.
Where can people find you, like personally, and keep up with what you're doing?
On Instagram, my name's Scumfuck. yeah.
I thought that was Levi.
No.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, yeah, sweet. Is that the only platform you're on? Is that the only social media whoring you're doing?
PWP Band and Houseplants Band on Instagram. Yeah.
Josh, thank you so much for coming through, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Sweet.
Sweet.